warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Fadhil Danendra Kusumah from SMPN 1 Banjaran, Subrayon 2. Salam literasi. Today, I invite you to step into the deep, whispering woods and witness a timeless lesson in character. Our tale is about two very different forest inhabitants. The hare who had speed and the tortoise who had a secret weapon, unwavering will. In the Emerald Forest, the air was often thick with the sound of bragging, which usually came from the hare. He was a magnificent creature, truly the fastest, but his speed had poisoned his manners. He saw every other animal as a slow-moving obstacle. His favorite victim was the tortoise, whose movements were measured and silent. One hazy morning, the hare decided to make a spectacle. He found the tortoise slowly crossing a pebble path and shouted, "Look everyone, it's the tortoise!" I could run to the river and back, build a bridge, and he stumbled me halfway. Tell me, tortoise, do you use a calendar to plan your steps? The tortoise slowly pulled his head out. He was tired of the relentless humiliation. Quietly but clearly, he spoke. "Hare, your speed is undeniable, but your pride is your weak spot. I'd propose a test, a proper official race. I challenge you, the fastest, to race against me, the slowest." The hare didn't just laugh, he guffawed. "A race against me? I'll give you a 5-minute head start and I'll still be back in time with my midday salad." "No head start," the tortoise insisted. "We start together. The course is long, from the weeping willow, past the tricky sunken log marsh, and to the finish line, the towering mountaintop elder tree." The challenge was accepted. The terms were set, and the venerable fox elder agreed to oversee the event. The day of the great race arrived, drawing a massive crowd. The tension was palpable. The hare preened, showing off his fancy stretches. Meanwhile, the tortoise stood still, focusing on the distant finish line. The fox elder raised the ceremonial horn. "Racer, take a mark! Ready, set, blast!" The hare exploded off the starting line. He was a streak of brown light, gone before the dust he kicked up had even settled. Meanwhile, the tortoise began with no sprint, just a simple, deliberate rhythm. Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. He knew speed was impossible, so he focused entirely on consistency. The hare was already past the halfway point. He stopped and turned around, completely bored. "This is an insult to my talent! He's probably still trying to get over a twig near the willow." The sun was warm, and the hare crossed a particularly beautiful, quiet stretch of the path shaded by the majestic branches of the dreamer's maple. "This is ridiculous! I'm exhausted from running with no challenge!" he yawned. "I should take hours to reach this spot. I deserve a rest, a very long rest." He promised himself, "I'll sleep for exactly 1 hour, then I will casually jog to victory." Within minutes, the prideful hare was in a deep, peaceful sleep. Meanwhile, the tortoise kept moving. He did not watch the clock or worry about the distance. He just watched the few inches of path directly in front of his nose. He navigated the pebbles and skirted the mud of the sunken log marsh. He never stopped. Finally, the tortoise reached the spot beneath the cool shade. He saw the hare, completely out cold, a soft, self-assuring snore escaping his lips. Victory wasn't about the hare's failure. It was about his own perseverance. The tortoise simply maintained his pace and walked past the sleeping form. As the afternoon wore on, the crowd at the finish line grew restless. Suddenly, a blue jay cried out, "It's him! It's the show!" The cheering began, growing into a huge, shaking roar. This massive sound finally jolted the hare awake. He sprang up, confused, then looked at the finish line. His heart pounded like a stone. Just a few yards from the base of the elder tree, the tortoise was already moving in a slow, steady, triumphant march. Panicked, ashamed, and frantic, the hare launched himself forward, running faster than he had ever run in his life. He was a brown blur, desperate to salvage his frights, but he was moments too late. With a final, heroic push, the tortoise put his front foot over the finish line, winning the great race. The crowd exploded in a thunderous applause. The hare stumbled into a stop, defeated by his own overconfidence. The tortoise looked at the defeated hare and offered him the final lesson. "Hare, you are faster, that is true, but remember this, slow and steady wins the race, because perseverance and consistency will triumph over speed and arrogance." And so, the hare learned that day that gifts are useless without humility, and that the race of life was not always won by the swiftest feet, but by the most determined heart. That's all from my story. Thank you for listening, everyone. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.